Who is worth more, the men or the women? The men or the women? Let's see what we got.
The more you build a man, the more you open his options for other women. Okay? But when a man builds a woman, the opposite happens. Okay? So if he set the bar so high, right, with providing for you, spoiling you, taking you on vacations, just being your full provider and protector. If a woman did a man like that wrong, the chances of her finding another man like that is slim to none. That's why there's no risk involved when a man builds a woman. When he invests in a woman, when he spoils a woman, there's no risk in doing that because you set the bar so high that if another man will try to come in and replace you, he will fail at it.
So true.
Money gives men access to women that they would have never been able to pull had they been broke. Rick Ross, look at the women he was able to pull. Rod Wave, look at his baby mama. You think if he was broke and had no money, you think he'll be able to pull a woman like that? No. Look at Chris Rock, Kevin Hart. He's short. Look at his wife. Look at the woman he's able to pull, right? Wow. It ain't because they look good. It ain't because they tall, handsome, and fine, right? It's the money that gives them access to those type of women.
So true.
Who Jay-Z married to? It wasn't his looks that pulled Beyonce. Okay? Look at Biggie Smalls when he was alive and he had pulled Faith Evans.
Wow.
Maybe back then in the 80s and 90s, Faith Evans was beautiful. Wow. She was that girl. Yeah, look how he was able to pull her. It wasn't his looks. Okay? Even though you may laugh and be like, yeah, they ain't fine. But these are 1% men.
This is so
right? Who are rich. Look at Country Wayne. This man has 10 kids. And women was in the comment section when he did an interview talking about, that's the type of man I need.
Wow.
This man got 10 kids. But because he has money, a lot of women don't care about a man's past. They don't care that he created a whole bunch of broken homes. They care about his future, right? Yes. But see, men, they care about a woman's past. That's why you don't give your prime years and your wound up to Pookie and Ray Ray, who can't provide for you and love you. When you build a man, just know that you are increasing his market value in the dating world.
Thank you.
And the opposite is happening with you because, see, the chances of a man running into a woman who got her life together, her own money, her own car, her own crib, her own motion, is a lot higher than a woman running into a man who's doing better than her. The probability, I'm not talking about exceptions to the rules. There's always an exception to the rule, but the probability of you running into a man doing better than you is rare, okay? So in the chances of a man running into a woman who's doing better than him is higher. He has a better chance finding a good woman.
So true.
For you men who get in the comments and say, I want a loyal woman who was with me through my struggle days. And my question to you is, why are you looking for love while you struggling?
Yay.
That's number one. Number two, y'all know what happened when y'all make it? Y'all choose the woman who was at the finish line the entire time. You leave the woman who invested in you, who took care of you, who fed you, who loved you when you had nothing. You leave her behind. And you choose the woman who was at the finish line the entire time.
Talk to me.
So that's why.
All right, I'm going to hold it right there. She goes on for about a good 6 minutes. Okay. So topic for tonight, who is worth more? Men, just listening to the young lady in the video. Listen, I got a couple of the points I want to touch, but just listening to the young lady in the video, I think we have adapted this mindset that a man is only worth essentially his wallet. Yeah, but I think that's a part of the problem. I said we've almost, as a society, attempted to remove majority of I call it the actual tangible value of a man, and we've tried to just reduce it down to his finances and essentially what he can provide. So yeah, I think that plays into that. So you make a valid point. But yeah, I think that's some of the mindset that we're trying to push out here, or some of the narrative we're trying to push. Because even as you listen to the young lady in the video, she makes a lot of those references, with some of her examples of these men who would only be able to acquire these certain type of women solely based on how much money that they had. So, and I said, I think that for me, that is definitely skewed, because I say you're literally trying to remove all the other valuable pieces or the other valuable aspects of a man and trying to reduce that just to money. And we all know money essentially is just a tool. It is not something that we are always going to have. It is not something I would even consider tangible, because essentially if you work in a job, you can lose that overnight. So then what? So I've never subscribed to that. And I said, I noticed that the young lady used that, essentially as her foundation for, some of the points that she was making. But she makes some points. And like I said, I have to question some of these points. So she talks about the man's currency in the dating world is his money. She talks about the woman's currency being her beauty in the dating world. And my question to that is I think that's cap. If I think that's cap, to be honest, but that is a mindset that we've adapted. Yep, literally. Yeah, I was just counting how many times this young lady said money in the last half of that video. Literally. It's just money, 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 money. Yep, and the problem that I see in that is we are using things that essentially are going to be fleeting to us as essentially the standard for what we out here doing. Yep, and that's a problem. Like I said, money is temporary. Yeah, but it's not something that we are always going to have. Let's just be honest about that. It's not something that we've always had. Let's be honest about that. Yeah, money is temporary, but we're using that as the standard to how we're going to look at these guys. Yet when we go to this whole aspect of beauty being the woman's currency, yeah, there's so much more to a woman than just her beauty. If to Vince's point, the beauty may get you in the door, but it's going to be the other things that's going to sustain you. Yep, and we all know over time, young ladies may, I don't know, gain weight or have children, and that causes them to gain weight and so forth, right? So that whole thing may go through changes as we get older, but yet we want to use that as the foundation for how we situate ourselves now. Yep, and that's flawed. That's flawed thinking. Yep, that type of thinking is why we see in a lot of the separation and fallout that we see now. But yet we want to weigh so heavily on those things. And I would consider those things material. Yeah, these are not truly tangible things. Yeah, we're saying that this woman's currency in the dating market is her beauty. So that may explain why we see so much plastic surgery now. Why we see so much weave now, why we see so much heavy makeup now, because we're putting so much weight on these things that I would consider as non-tangibles. But then we want to try to normalize those things or normalize that mindset and make it like it's okay. And it's not okay. Yep, it's not okay at all. It's actually our downfall. Because at the end of the day, it's the stuff that's not going to truly matter as time goes on. Yeah, when you're in a relationship with somebody and, things is getting hot, and I'm sure we all done been there, when things is getting hot, you don't care how cute she is. That'd be out the door. Yeah, you trying to figure out how to get yourself out of the situation that you done got yourself in. You trying to figure out how to keep this house before you lose this house. But those are the things we want to use as the foundation for the decisions that we're making about lifelong partners and our lifelong relationships. Yeah, we want to go talk about this man and this money, and we want to decide if this man is worth it based on how much money he has. But then one of these big Googles or somebody come through and lay off 25,000 people. Now that man is out of a job. Now we want to go back and say that this man is not valuable now because he just lost his job, like he can't get one 2 weeks from now. So that's what I'm saying. We really got to look at our mindset. And like I said, this young lady in this video, she is shedding a light on that. Yep, if you listen to the undertone of what this young lady is saying in this video, it's all selfish. Yeah, if you listen to a lot of her points that she made, it's all about selfish. Yep, she talked about the fact of a man, dating a woman essentially while he's struggling. We used to call that building. Yep, his money was small, her money was small, but y'all put y'all small money together, got into y'all relationship. Before you knew it, y'all had y'all an apartment, y'all had y'all a house, y'all had y'all some cars, y'all had y'all some kids, and y'all was on y'all way. But now we want to frown upon that, like somehow that's the wrong way to go. And I understand that a lot of folks are in older age, but it wasn't just about the physical building. It was about the mentality. Yep, the mentality is the part that we missing. Yeah, we absorbing these things that we seeing in these videos, this content that we seeing, and we absorbing this stuff like this stuff is correct, and it's not, because it's always coming from a selfish place. Yep, it's never truly about genuinely helping people move forward in a better direction. It's always selfishly laced. Yep, that's why it always comes back to this money. Yeah, that's why it always comes back to her point to this beauty and all these things. These are things that you can hold over somebody's head for your own selfish reasons, for your own insecure reasons. That's why we always use these same things. Yep, even in her one of her other points when she used Kevin Hart as an example. The next thing that came out of her mouth was he was short. Why that matter? See, once again, here's another leverage point that you can hold. Why does that matter?
But short does matter because, let's be honest, most people have a attraction though. Like most women want a man over 6 foot tall.
Huh?
Most men want a woman that has hair. Men like hair. Men like natural hair. So I think that she has a point to a certain extent. And when